Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today we're going to be doing a couple of prunings, and I'm going to get you an update on the Queen of the Night cactus that is really getting close to blooming. The shoots are getting long and full, so any night, one night a year they bloom, so it's really exciting. The prunings that we're doing today are going to be first time prunings on a Korean birch and a macadamia nut tree that was brought back from Hawaii from a friend but last year. So I'm really excited to get to those. And that's all coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. So here we have the Queen of the Night cactus. If you've been following this playlist, you know that these are increasing considerably. When they first came out, it was hilarious. I didn't even know. I was like, wow, the leaf, it's got a lot of points on it because they normally come out of the internodes like this. And that's how I've had before. You see, they first come out this long shoot in the middle, and then they kick off side leaves. And, it started to fill out and look really nice, and I was happy with that. And I'd heard they bloomed, but I wasn't sure how long it would take. So then all of a sudden, these things started coming out. Tiny little spiky things, and they started as small as that little thing right there. You see that? And so that's what they've grown into over the past couple weeks. So any night now we're going to get some blooms. I'm hoping. I'll keep you updated on that. Here in my nice big window, you're one of my prized trees if you made it here. So in this birch bark pot, that's right, birch bark. I think that's really cool. It has a plastic insert. I have this Korean birch that I grew from seed this past December 1st. It's when I started to germinate it. And it's growing nice and healthy, but I checked them out online, and they really have branches that start low. And in order for me to get any branching coming out, I'm going to have to chop it down. So we'll get to that in a little bit. And then this is the other one. These have some really gnarly, sharp leaves. The ones I've seen that are growing outside, like in Hawaii and South Africa, they don't have the curled leaves. So I don't know if that's something I'm doing wrong or because it's a baby or a different species. But anyways, this one came from Hawaii, and it's planted down in pumice. And then I just top dressed it with perlite because it came with that pumice. So I planted it with what it came with. And I think we'll probably take this one down pretty far as well because I want to get some branching on it. Everything I've looked up online for the full-size trees is, you want any branching just like any other tree, and you got to do it. I was a little hesitant because even though it's a young tree, it really has some hard wood, but we're going to go for it because I don't want a full-size macadamia nut tree in my plant room. And then I don't know if you can see that guy, but he's a little Hawaiian warrior. He's a part of that planting. I thought that the pineapple pot was cool with the macadamia nut tree, that whole Hawaiian theme. So I kind of tree geeked out on that one. So let's do it, y'all. All right, so, I really don't even want to put this up on a huge pedestal. It's just a single cut. There's no branches. And I believe it's going to continue like that, like a lot of the trees. The Dilonix regia, for one, I grew that thing for 8 months. And it just kept the same branches across from branches going straight up to the ceiling. And then that's when I chopped it, and that's when I started getting branching. So let's see. I want to keep 4 sets of internodes. So this was 1. We'll call that 1. This is 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to take it down, leave a little room for dieback at first. And take the top just like that. And I don't even know if there's any chance that these things would root, but I'm going to throw it back in this little everything pot that I have back here that I throw all my cuttings in and see if I can't get one to root. I'm going to use some rooting hormone powder. What I do is I just kind of every, say, quarter turn, I skin it down a little bit, so there's a little bit of the regular bark, a little bit of the way underneath, and then a little bit of that sheath in between, that thin layer of skin. And I'll just stick it right in the powder and dink it right in that pot. All right, So I think it has a cool shape to it already. It's got that palm tree feel for now. And we'll see where it goes with the branching. They say you want to get these horizontal branches and then have one main leader going up. So let's see if we can't get some branching. Macadamia nut tree with its Hawaiian warrior standing guard again in the pineapple pot. I like it a lot now, even though it doesn't have any branching yet. In its current state, it looks like a tall, skinny palm tree on the beach, on the island. So you can imagine, even though it's a macadamia nut tree for now, I'm going to pretend it's a nice Hawaiian palm tree. And it looks good. When we get branching and such, I'll get rid of these big gnarly leaves, and we'll see what shape it takes from there. But I think that's going to be a good height for it in its pre-bonsai state. And next, we're coming up to the Korean birch, which this pot, it just looks so delicate. It's so cool. I don't want to mess with it, so I'm not going to move it since this isn't that serious. We're just going to do it freestanding here. So we'll go one set of leaves, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's where we're going to. Oof. I don't know if I want to do that because they start low. So how about this? We're going to go up because I want it relatively straight. We'll go up till it starts to bend. Right at this one. I'll leave a little bit for die back. Boom. All right. And once again with this one, when we start to get branching and the smaller leaves growing in, I will defoliate these larger leaves. But for now, I'll let it gain energy. A really healthy tree, I would just go for it. Something that I've had for a while, but since this is a baby from December, we will keep those leaves on it until it starts generating more growth. All right, so there will be an additional playlist made for that one as well. That'll be Korean birch in a birch bark pot. That's going to do it today for Jarhead Bonsai. I hope you enjoyed your time at the ranch, and thanks a lot for stopping by, y'all.